Hey, this is Daniel from Adorama Pro. This week on set we covered posing techniques here with Lilishka. We're going to start off with just her standing perfectly flat so you see what somebody who is not really in a pose looks like. And then we'll build on that to create a nice pose for her. Okay, so here she's just very flat to the camera. There's nothing really going on. It's really straight up and down. So the first thing I do with almost everybody is I always have them stand somewhat sideways to the camera. So I'm going to have her stand facing this way with her whole body, right? So that alone, she's going to look thinner and we're going to see her shape a little bit better. So if we just see what that looks like with no other changes. So what's happening now is that you can see now that she's got a little shape, she's a lady. You can see, you know, it's nicer, it makes her look thinner, but the problem I'm having is her arm is really flat and you don't see where she ends in the back here, and she's nice and thin, we want to see that. So if she puts her hand, let's say, up on her side or in her pocket or something like that, that's going to create a nice angle here, and then she can even point it a little bit at the camera, and basically what's going to happen is we're going to get, see, you jumped ahead, that was good. We're going to get a nice angle on the arm. Then the other thing I like to do so that she's not a profile is we're going to just have her turn her shoulder slightly to the camera. That creates a nice angle from here to there. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's much better. So the only other thing I would say, and she kind of did it a little bit, but just maybe we should overemphasize it now, is that when you work with somebody who has a lot of hair, or if they have, you know, not much of a chin like me, you want to make sure they're always pushing their chin a little bit forward so that they're coming outside. That's going to help create a shadow under the chin and also pull her out of her hair. So if we just add that and she can look at the camera, we'll take one final shot. We can see some shape to her body, and you can see through her, you see where she starts and ends, and her chin is now stuck out. If you look at the bottom half of the frame where her legs are, it's getting a little bit muddy, so the one thing I would do is exaggerate her stance, so she's taking almost like a step out. This will give us some space, so we'll see basically where the opening is at the bottom, and that'll give us a three-dimensionality. Just by adding that, now we can see where her legs end, so you've got a nice clean separation, which is really important when you're trying to show the shape of your subject. So the same concepts are going to be true whether it's a full-length shot like this or we do a close-up. Like if we have Lilishka turn flat to the camera again, like we started, and Dave's going to come in closer for like a headshot. Okay, so it's kind of a mug shot. So what we want to do is the same kind of concepts. We want to create some shape. So even though I don't see it in the shot, I'm still going to have her turn slightly sideways. So with her body, she's going to bring her shoulders this way, bring her arm out. That's going to give us good separation. Now the one thing I want to be wary of too is to make sure that this arm can be seen, because when I'm this close to her, I don't want to lose the arm, because then she becomes, like, you never know where she ends. Okay, good. So this is really nice because what we see here is her arm is nice and thinned out. You can see where her back and the front of her end with a little bit of space. You can see the background, so you know she's nice and thin. You can see the shape of her body. She wasn't very happy in this photo for some reason, but otherwise pretty nice. Okay, so we can follow those same rules even if she was sitting down. So I have an out box here. If we have Lolly sit, and let's say she was going to be casual. Earlier we had her kind of sitting, leaning forward slightly. Actually, jump up for a second. Okay. So she's going to kind of lean forward onto like her elbows in a nice casual pose that you might do, let's say, for a senior portrait or that kind of thing. You see here, it's kind of cute, got a little bit of energy to it, but the problem that I'm having with it is that we don't, again, see where her body ends. If you look at the bottom of the frame, she's basically just a big blob of black. So what we want to do is have her position her arms in such a way, she should stay low like you were, but position her arms in such a way that we can see through her and see some of the background. Okay, so you can see here, then now we can see at the bottom of the frame, you see where her stomach ends, you know, where her bust line starts. You can see her arms, you see nice separation. So we know that she's a thin girl, and we're not making her just look like a big blob of black shirt. So the important things to keep in mind with the posing are to keep your angles, create angles to the camera, create separation so you can see through, so people know where the parts of the body start and end. Make sure that people don't hide themselves inside their hair, and you'll have some nice curves and some nice angles on the body that will really showcase the person figure. Thanks for watching. Leave comments below if you'd like, and be sure to subscribe to Adorama TV.